Last episode on the main loner, after a lot of strife, I finally went to Scorpia for the rune pickaxe and got the pet instead. How the fuck am I supposed to go to Fire Cape now? To put it into perspective, this is one of the first Scorpia pets on any Ultimate Iron account, let alone on a Snowflake one. As of the 2nd of February 2025, only 7 Ultimates even have enough kill count to hit drop rate for the Scorpia pet, let alone actually get it, and I got this pet on the 26th of June of 2021, several years before Scorpia was buffed in 2024, so back then, it was just 1. I just wanted a rune pickaxe. It's a 1 in 18, and the pet is a 1 in 2,000 drop. I wasn't even going to stay for that second kill. I only stayed because I was so shocked at getting a kill without any healers spawning that by the time I looked up again at my screen, Scorpia had already respawned and it was probably too late to leave. But here I am. Second pet on my main learner on 2kc from hitting a 2 with Entangle for 2 pets across, minus spoiler alert, 2 no NPC interaction accounts, since this was 2 real life days after I got the Rocky pet on my Zaya learner. This Scorpia pet is still really rare, even after adding in main and other iron accounts, and I really want to keep it, but
I still need the rune pickaxe, right? And for my next PBM goals, I need like a ton of prayer potions. And the only way I can get prayer potions is in the fucking wilderness.
And I don't think there's a way to do that without death piling and therefore losing my pet, since I can't store it anywhere, I can't get a bank, and I can't get a house for the menagerie.
So I'm gonna have to lose my Scorpia pet at some point, why not? What the fuck?
I don't really know what to do. I know I'll have to lose my pet at some point, but do I kill my pet off now so I can just do wildy stuff freely, including getting the rune pickaxe? Do I don't know, just try and keep the pet for as long as I possibly can? Like, I just don't know.
Okay, so I've DM'd a couple of friends on Discord because this is a fucking emergency. And, like, I'm trying to get back to my freaking death pile, right? But I can't even get back. It's like gonna be, 9 minutes? Which is fine. I have like 10 minutes before I need to go back, but what the fuck?
And after giving up on the minigame teleport timer and home teleporting back to my death pile instead, in this very laggy clip, which is what happens when you record on OBS, something that requires some sort of GPU, and you try and record on something that has 0 GPU, aka a potato laptop, I got some replies from the friends I DM'd. The people I DM'd were Zeropean, the guy who joined my Rocky Pet at the Farming Guild on my Zaya loner, who, after an existential crisis on my end...
Oh, my head is literally spinning right now.
Have you been drinking?
No. I realised that I really sound like it though. Oh.
Suggested that I do safe side goals to enjoy the pet while it lasts. Baby Tuna, who also suggested safe activities and to do so for a week, but I can't find the messages on Discord, so I have no way to prove it. And No Currencies, who for the same reason suggested that once I do need to lose my pet, I could try and do so in an interesting way, though I also can't find the messages on Discord to prove it. So this episode, I'm going to YOLO my pet at various bosses and try to get the stats and gear for the Fire Cape at the same time. Okay, so I was going to do safe activities, like catching eclectic implings for Fire Cape gear, but I just remembered that the rune pickaxe can also be obtained from the dark chest on the Isle of Souls, which does require dark keys from the very unsafe Isle of Souls dungeon chest, but if I can get the rune pickaxe from the dark chest, then I wouldn't have to go back to Scorpia for the rune pickaxe. So I've chucked my stuff in my looming bag, I got my boots of lightness back, but this time with the candle spawn on the ground floor of the Yanil Watchtower, which surprisingly is accessible without starting or completing the Watchtower quest, and now I'm fishing lobsters to hopefully increase my chances of survival if I accidentally run into the Iron Dragon next to the Isle of Souls dungeon chest. Again, because they hit me at 50 back in episode 10.
Damn, almost 600 Isle of Souls dungeon chests and no dark keys so far.
But at least I survived, with some gems from the Isle of Souls dungeon chest, which I made into emerald bolt tips for Emerald Bolts E for the Fire Cape. I'd just made them while walking back to the chest whenever it teleported me out. I also made and kept the bolt tips for Diamond Bolts E and Ruby Bolts E. They are much better than Emerald Bolts E, but it's too dangerous and slow to get the bulk amount of lore runes and blood runes required, respectively, to enchant the thousands of bolts I'll need for the fire cape. So I'll only use Emerald Bolts E, and therefore the Emerald Bolt Tips. I'm still in denial about that though, because I kept the Diamond and Ruby Bolt Tips with me even after I went back to safe activities, like more agility.
Can I just say really quick that I've never seen 2 Marks of Grace on the same rooftop? Like, that's wild.
And catching eclectic implings, this time scouted by a Wassler, and ninja implings, also scouted by a Wassler, even though I don't need them anymore, especially not with their drop of 4 noted 3-dose prayer potions, which I cannot use just because they're noted, and unnoting them would be pseudo NPC interaction. They would have been so good for the fire cape though. 300 mammoths of prayer potions right there. On average. But anyway, that's another eclectic impling session done, with no fire cape gear drops. At this point, I really wanted to give up on eclectic implings, since at the time of recording, I had no idea how many implings I'd caught. I can't get a butterfly net anywhere to track them in-game, and I hadn't watched back the clips yet to track them manually, so I thought I was over drop rate for all of the fire cape ranged gear drops already. I'm not, but discouragement knows no bounds, so I took a break to rearrange my looting bag and try to get 72 prayer for the fire cape. My prayer training options were already very limited because I'm no NPCs, but with my Scorpia pet, my inability to survive PKers, and no house for an altar, my only prayer method left is bearing bones. I did test blue dragons for dragon bones and baby blue dragons for baby dragon bones, but I found that hill giants for big bones was better than both, so I stuck with those.
Wait, are you serious? I just got a giant key. Oh no! I mean, I've never killed Obor before on any account, and we all know how killing Briar Fighter went. So, oh no! Well, okay, if I'm gonna be killing Obor with freaking magic, I'm certainly not gonna get anything done with 99 freaking mind runes. So give me a second to formulate a plan here.
Okay. Obor will be the same strategy as Scorpia. Earthblaster Wave, then Entangle and Run. Hopefully along the sides of the room, but still within Obor's render distance. All the runes needed were already in my looting bag, either leftovers from Scorpia, or, for the death runes, from the Isle of Souls dungeon chest earlier this episode, so I destroyed my looting bag in Wildy, then re-obtained it so that I could have all my runes and some good food on me. Sharks, not just lobsters, because Obor is an instance without a death bank, and I'm an Ultimate Iron account, so if I die, I'll either have all my items placed outside the room, or I will wipe on this account, not just lose my Scorpia pet.
Okay. Oh god, okay, let's do this. Whoa! No, 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 okay, okay. Well, we didn't die, so that's good. Okay, we can't do the beginner clue. Not too surprising. Yeah, that's fine. Thank you, Scorpia, for witnessing this battle. What do you have to say? Same things as usual. Okay. I swear the Scorpia pet only has like one line of dialogue. Like if you, yep, there it is, one line of dialogue. But yeah, 15 per XP, I didn't die, and yeah, that went pretty well, all things considered.
After that, I made all the Emerald Bolt tips I had into Emerald Bolts E for the fire cape, without a rune pickaxe, just a mithril pickaxe, to see if I could cope with it, which I did by mining and superheating mithril ores and coal at Motherlode Mine.
Side note, Scorpio Pet gets stuck behind the rock if you like try and run to this northern part of Motherlode Mine and mine ores. Okay.
But I didn't get enough coal from Motherlode Mine alone, so I juggled my mithril bars to the Dwarven Mine so I could mine extra coal for superheating.
Yep, I'm once again juggling items because I underestimated just how much freaking adamant and mithril ore that I would get.
Smithed the mithril bars into mithril bolts unfinished at the Dwarven Mine anvil, fletched mithril bolts with the feathers and chiseled emerald bolt tips that I got from the Isle of Souls dungeon chest earlier this episode, and enchanted them to make emerald bolts E with the air staff and spare nature runes I'd gotten for Scorpia and cosmic runes from Ogress Warriors just now and other places over the last few episodes. So making emerald bolts E with just a mithril pickaxe? Not bad. Ores in Motherlode Mine and coal in the mining guild doesn't take too long to mine, even with just a mithril pickaxe, so I could just never get the rune pickaxe at all and make the 3,000 emerald bolts E that I'll need for the fire cape with just a mithril pickaxe instead. No Scorpia, no other worldy, and no Isle of Souls dungeon chest required, which would be really amazing. So yeah, I'll definitely be back at Motherlode Mine to finish up the emerald bolts. While making the bolts, I got a beginner clue from a clue geode and caught more eclectic and ninja implings scattered by a Whistler. I got no loot from the implings except for a medium clue that I had to drop on the 3rd step. But I actually managed to complete the beginner clue on step 1 for an oak shortbow and bronze arrows. Not great for the fire cape, but...
Look at this image. An ultimate with a Scorpio pen, air tiara, studded body, a freaking oak shortbow and bronze arrows. It's just like sniping cows for no reason. Oh, it's beautiful. I love it.
After the bolts were done for now, I did another impling hunting session, no loot again, and decided to go back to Motherlode Mine, this time to get 100 gold nuggets to unlock the upper level of the Motherlode Mine, which I will allow as a toll gate exception, since if this NPC wasn't there, I could just climb up the ladder freely. Ran out of patience for 100 nuggets though, enough that I went back for yet another impling hunting session, with at least some implings scouted by a Whistler, where the best thing I got was rune throwing axes from ninjas, which I'm still not supposed to catch.
Okay, so I'm just walking around right now, but I had a thought. Wow, I was looking at the wiki, and apparently rune throwing axes is special attack. It's usable only in multi-combat zones. And where is a multi-combat zone? Giant Mole. Now, there's only one monster in the Giant Mole lair, which is the Giant Mole herself. So, I was wondering, does the rune throwing axe just echo back on itself? Like, how does that work?
And most importantly, Giant Mole is the infamous hardcore Iron Man slayer, and I have never tried to kill Giant Mole on any account. So, I've made a mithril crossbow for emerald bolts E, a magic shortbow for rune arrows I got from ninja implings and adamant arrows from Ankus, and a sapphire bullseye lantern, which I can actually make without talking to this chemist NPC at the oil still, and without the Tears of Guthix quest. And I'll use those and the rune throwing axes to YOLO my pet at Giant Mole. Like, sure, I can get emerald bolts E without the rune pickaxe, but things like prayer potions, the bread dehard body, rune crossbow, I can't get any of those without going to the wilderness. And fuck, I really don't think there's a way to survive the wildy without death piling first, because look, it's going to be either that or wiping my account to a PK in wildy, surely. So yeah, so Giant Mole's not here. I didn't get it on camera, but I'm pretty sure someone else had already damaged it to 50%, and at 50% it has a chance of burrowing away to another location in the layer, so the second I went for it, well, it burrowed away. So I'm going to hop worlds and try this again. Okay, I've done a bunch of world hops, and here's someone in Darox, which is a typical melee setup for Giant Mole, but they aren't killing Giant Mole just yet, so there's a chance I could use this world. Well, that didn't do anything, did it? The rune throwing axes only attacked a giant mole once instead of twice, even though it's a multi-combat zone, probably because the giant mole is one monster creature instead of, say, like 2 Draenor guards. As for general strategy, I don't have any food, prayer potions, or the Falador Shield 3 to point me in the direction that giant mole will burrow over to once she gets below 50% health, so I'll either have to face tank and prayer flick it, or safe spot it, and then run around forever to find the giant mole every single time it burrows away.
Oh god. Whoa, my god!
And this is the moment I decided that I don't want to YOLO my pet anymore, nor death pile it.
No, 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 no. Oh. Okay, I'm half health, but I really saw my life flash before my eyes. Okay. I will not die in a freaking giant mole of all things.
I still have no idea how I'll get the Red D High Body, Rune Crossbow, and Prayer Pots and Wildy without dying, but ever since I got my Scorpia pet, I've been so set on chasing a semi-deliberate death to try and lose my pet in a cool way because I felt so fucking hopeless. And now, having seen my in-game life flash before my eyes, I realize that I don't actually want to die. I don't actually want to kill off my pet before I even start. I've got to try, and I want to try, and survive long enough to get the fire cape with my pet intact. If I die in Wildy now, this will wipe my account completely. But that's just a risk I'm going to have to take, because I've seen the alternative now, and I don't want it. Not anymore. It's so scary when I say it, but it's completely true. And that's 2kc and 3kc at Giant Mole. And after that, I escaped into the light of RuneScape and optimism.